Alright. Well, happy Halloween, guys. This is my favorite holiday, and I figured I'm going to do a list of my top 10 favorite movies to watch on Halloween. I never got to wear this costume last year, so I'm going to wear it now in this video. And if you can guess what this costume is, then please post a comment in the comment section below. There's a hint. Oh no, I still think the jacket's too small though. Okay, you know what? This is getting hot now. So aside from Halloween being my favorite holiday of all time, it's also probably my favorite time of year to watch some great horror movies. So of course, in true fanboy fashion, I made a list of my top 10 movies to watch on Halloween. Now bear in mind, this is not a list of like the greatest horror movies of all time, it's just a list of my favorite movies to watch during Halloween. And if your favorite movie isn't on here, don't flip out and freak out on me. Just go to the comment section and just post some of your favorite movies to watch on Halloween. Whether you love this movie as a kid or you just want to add some fun into your Halloween night, this is actually a great movie to watch on Halloween. I was actually completely unaware that this movie actually existed until I was in college and I was talking to my roommate Chuck about like our favorite movies, and he was like, my favorite movie is this movie called The Monster Squad. I was just like, what the f are you talking about? Of course, the movie had just literally come out on DVD that year, so of course there had to be an impromptu screening right then and there. I mean, it's not a perfect movie by any means, but who cares? I mean, you got like all the Universal monsters in there, it's got some goofy comedy, you know, it's just plain fun. It's like if you took the Little Rascals and threw them into a horror movie. That's pretty much what this is. So in terms of having really cool monsters and just being a fun Halloween movie, I've got to include this as number 10 on my list. Jason Lives is probably my favorite installment in the whole Friday the 13th franchise. So obviously Friday the 13th Part 6 is gotta be number 9 on my list. I mean, the body count is high, the kills are awesome, and you've also got some comedy that's kind of thrown in there too. It works really well. And starting the movie with Jason coming back to life after getting struck by a bolt of lightning is just an awesome way to start the rampage. And the final fight with Jason in the lake is also really intense as well. I mean, if you see only one installment in this franchise, I would recommend that it would be Jason Lives. I know that a lot of you are probably shocked that I didn't suggest the first movie, but to be honest, I was just never really a big fan of it. And I mean, Jason isn't even really in that movie. But this movie has Jason like at his most Jason. So I'm just going to go ahead and include the entire Evil Dead series as number 8 on this list. Yes, all of them. Even the remake, because to be honest, I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. But I will say that the original movies had Sam Raimi's charm, which can honestly never be duplicated. You know, watching these movies, I found that I never got bored. I was always entertained. And I mean, Bruce Campbell is just absolutely amazing in all of them. I would even go as far as to say that Evil Dead is probably, in my opinion, the perfect horror movie. I mean, it's gruesome, it's funny, it's campy, it's scary, it's dark. I truly wish Sam Raimi would make more horror films, but luckily he came back in 2009 with my number 7 entry on this list. Drag Me to Hell was Sam Raimi's return to horror, and it was really nice to see that he hadn't lost his touch. I truly love this movie, and it includes a lot of the elements that made Evil Dead so great. I mean, it's got humor, it's scary, it's campy, and it's got that whole tongue-in-cheek approach to it that makes this movie just so incredibly enjoyable. Plus, it's got a gypsy curse, and you can't go wrong with that. Not to mention that the ending is just incredible. And while I'm not a big fan of jump scares, Raimi always does them in a way that I can just appreciate. So we all knew that a Wes Craven film would eventually make an appearance on this list, and I think that A Nightmare on Elm Street is extremely fitting. I mean, the whole concept behind this movie is amazing. Just the idea of somebody trying to kill you in your dreams is like giving a blank check to the creativity department. And the character of Freddy Krueger is probably one of the best the genre has ever seen. I mean, a child molester who gets burned alive and then kills children in their dreams with finger blades. And at the same time, there's some personality to the character. Unlike the version in the remake, which I'm not going to go into here. Maybe a little bit. I mean, the original Freddy was so animated in his features and personality, and he also included some comedy into the mix. But the remake of Freddy was just kind of like a melted goat. I mean, I can understand what they were trying to do with the makeup and the character and everything, but at the same time, it almost robbed him of his expressions, and I just don't feel it worked as well as the original version. And I also gotta mention that the original movie had Johnny Depp's first role in a feature film. Really, the saddest part about The Exorcist is that I think it's almost impossible for our generation to truly grasp how terrifying this film was when it came out originally. I mean, I've heard constant people my age say, "Oh, I saw that movie, it wasn't scary." Yes, well, we also live in a time where we've pretty much been desensitized to everything. So in order for us to really know how scary this film was, we would have to go back in time to the 70s when this film was originally released and live in that time. Seriously, if you don't believe me, ask anybody over the age of 50 or anyone who saw the film when it was originally released, and they will tell you how extremely terrifying it was. I mean, there's been a lot of films that have dealt with demonic possession and exorcism, but honestly, I don't think any of them hold a candle to this one. I still think it's a scary movie and probably one of the best horror films ever made, even though the filmmakers have said that they don't really see this as a horror film, but more of a thriller. Another thing I truly love about this movie is it was made during what I like to call the golden age of horror movies in the 70s, back when practical effects and makeup were king, and that's why I still think that this movie holds up today. Along with The Omen and Rosemary's Baby and Children of the Corn and Pet Sematary, and you can add this to the list of movies you probably shouldn't watch when you're pregnant. Just a suggestion. Aside from being one of my favorite movies of this past year, I think The Conjuring is probably one of the best horror films ever made. I really loved the story in this movie, and I felt that it created a great atmosphere. And it also included some of my favorite things from horror movies: spooky house, scary ghosts, creepy dolls, killer birds, demonic possession, exorcism. I also enjoyed the fact that it focused on the family as well as the paranormal investigators. So if you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend that you see it. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is probably one of the most disturbing movies I've ever seen. I mean, it's actually hard for me to watch sometimes now just because some of the scenes are just that cringeworthy. Again, this movie came out during the golden age of horror, so for independent films like this, I mean, they could pretty much do whatever they wanted to do. And it's not the gore that makes this film so disturbing. It's the characters and the setting and just the overall tone of the film. It's just messed up. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason for them to do what they're doing. They're just a family of cannibals living in Texas. And that's where I think a lot of the horror comes from. It's the unexplained. I mean, when you think about it, horror movies, typically their characters have some sort of an origin story or just some sort of explanation to explain why they're doing what they're doing. But the only real kind of motive or explanation that we have for Leatherface is that he just killed people that he felt threatened by who weren't part of his family. And to be honest, for me, that's really all I needed. I mean, I enjoyed the mystery of the character, and I think that to go on and make a prequel and an origin story was a bad idea. So I bet a lot of you were expecting Halloween to be number 1 on this list, but it's not. It's number 2. I was very conflicted, figuring out which one should be number 1 and which one should be number 2, but this is what I've come up with. So if you don't like it, then send your hate mail now. Just to be clear, we're talking about the original Halloween here, okay? The good one. John Carpenter's Halloween was so original at the time that it really set the stage for slasher films for decades to come. I mean, who knew that a William Shatner mask painted white would go on to create one of the most iconic figures in the horror movie genre? After you're done watching Halloween, I would actually recommend watching Halloween 2. But just to be clear, I'm talking about the original Halloween 2, not the one where they destroyed the character. Anyways, it was an easy one to put very high up on this list, and to be honest, it was very difficult for me not to put this on the number 1 spot, but there is a movie that I love to watch on Halloween even more than Halloween. TrickorTreat is a horror anthology movie that includes a bunch of different stories, all of which happen on the same Halloween night, and it wraps up perfectly. To me, this film is a must-watch on Halloween night. I mean, there's murderers and werewolves and undead school children and just a bunch of creepy shit. And it was also just announced this month that they're actually working on a sequel to this film. So those are my top 10 favorite movies to watch on Halloween. I hope you guys enjoyed the countdown, and please post your favorite movies to watch on Halloween in the comments section below. Please like the video and stay tuned for more. I know it's been a while since I've posted some stuff. I've been very, very busy lately, but trust me, it's all coming. I haven't forgot about you guys. You guys are like my only friends. It's actually really sad.